Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Teal Crash, the person from videos from this YouTube channel, Teal Crash. So first, I really like art. You know, I'm thinking about music, what if I'm gonna make music or not. So that's all I just want to say. But I really do like art, right? I make art also, right? Art is something really I am passionate about. Like with the food, that's conceptual art. That's all I'm going to say about that. There's a video explaining what conceptual art is. I forget what I think it was, the video is called The Case for Conceptual Art. You should check out that video. But anyways, a little shout out to some other, but anyways, I like art, but also I like, right, obviously talking about whatever I want to talk about, and literally I'll talk about whatever I want to talk about, because I think I can contribute something very interesting to this thing we call the internet, this thing we call YouTube, the thing we call this world, where I have an audience where I can talk about stuff that's important and have this other perspective about how we need to be self-aware of stuff and how cliche certain things are, and advertising and how they're trying to manipulate us when we're looking at advertisements. Like I saw this truck for an ice cream company, something, follow us to happiness or whatever, it said something like that, and it's like ice cream is not happiness. Ice cream is good, but there's a problem where there's this manipulation within advertisements where they try to make you seem like have a connection to, like, oh, this food, happiness, that connects together, like this food equals happiness. If I eat this food, I'll be happy. It's like, no. If it's like something that'll make your body feel better, yes, but most times something that you eat that's like sugary, it's more short term than long term. But anyways, so like, but this is just what I think about different ideas. So I think about how cliche it is if, here's an example. A guy says to a girl, I like you, and the girl says, I have a boyfriend. Now the problem with that is it's so cliche, and the problem is how routine it is, how human it is, where throughout history, you know how many times, how many people have rejected someone who said that way, and they don't say it's cliche. So what should be changed within reality is instead, and I'm talking about for both sides. So I'll give another example. I'll give the example. So a girl says to a guy, right, I like you, and a guy will say, sorry, I have a partner or whatever, right? Or sorry, I have a girlfriend. Sorry, that's cliche. That'd be a whole lot better. But then the other example would be a guy says to a girl, I like you, and then she says, sorry, I have a boyfriend. Sorry, that's cliche. Right? At least acknowledging it, that's cliche. You're being self-aware of how cliche it is, how routine it is. Because sure, right, the thing is, movies are based off of reality, right? So these cliche things we see in movies do happen in reality, either majority of the time, or there's rare occurrences, or sometimes it's a little bit depending on which country or whatever it is. I don't know what I'm trying to go on about, whatever I was trying to say there, but staying specific to the cliches is that we need to realize things that are cliche, things that we need to be self-aware about, because this is the only way we're going to progress. We can't just let things just pass by. We can't just let this type of thing where, at least if it's going to be something that's negative, it's at least if it's something that's going to be natural, human, then maybe we have to progress this natural way we go about things and start being aware of, wait a second, maybe, even if you don't like the person, you have to be at least aware how cliche it is to reject that person, right? And it's very interesting. But now let's go on to another subject, because this is the problem, is people want to make a narrative like, oh, you're obsessed over this idea of this, but it's like, also, it's like, I have ideas, right? Like, this is, right, there's more. Are you ready? There's more. This is a different art piece that's kind of like, oh, this is not art, but I love the way that looks. This is how my brain works. This is who I am. This is how I think. like, it's like, why did I put that up there? Because I like the way it looks. I like the concept, the idea, because this is not art, right, or whatever. But then I got this here, right? This is pretty abstract, right, the way that this looks. I'm looking over here, looking at the camera to see if everything looks proper with the angle. But it's very interesting. I don't care about combing my hair because it's like, the problem is I'm not going to comb my hair for a video to make it seem like I comb my hair to make it look good. No, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to pretend this is how my hair looks like him. Pretty much majority of the time, most of the time, this is how my hair looks. I'm not going to go and comb my hair to make my hair look good, to make me look like, oh, this is who I am. No, it's not. Why would you comb your hair for a video when after the video, like, you're just going to messy up your hair or something? I don't know. But like, why would you just comb your hair for a video? It's like for like Instagram posts or like on social media to make yourself look better. In your house, you're just like, ooh, right? Without this or without whatever it is. But then just to post something on the internet, you're going to go and make yourself look all good. And I understand why, because, right, it's about validation, or it's about attention, or it's about, right, other stuff about like people, you know what I'm saying, to attract people, right? And it's about insecurities and about other stuff and about fear, and it's also about like family image. I heard it sound, it was weird, but anyways, like to let your family know that you're good. I don't know, like, oh, I'm healthy, I'm eating, or oh, look, I'm working out, or oh, I'm not this or that, or weird stuff. Reality's so weird with the internet, but I want to break through the internet. I want to make people self-aware, realize how cliche things are, and break through this social media nonsense of this garbage. We're going to bring more real life to things. We're going to break through these categories of us and them. We're going to break through these ideas of politics. We're going to break through these groups and all these ideas, because instead what I'm going to do is creativity and going to be like, wait a second. It's like, why does someone cancel people? Well, sometimes people get canceled because they do have good intentions, but the words they say are not the proper words, and their approach is terrible to what their goal is, when they actually have good intentions to help people. But sometimes, even if you have good intentions, sometimes that good intentions, you think you are helping people, but other people just, they're like, no, I don't like that way. Like, there's some things you're mentioning where I don't want to do that. And there's so many topics that are controversial where it's like, there's things that I don't have a stance on because I'm serious, because I think very deep about a lot of topics. And there's where I'm like, I understand, right, that, but I understand people who are passionate, because I'm passionate about stuff. And then there's times where I'm, right, I can change, right, obviously, just like people's moods can change, right, all that stuff. But I think in multiple different ideas. But I'm trying to progress beyond like these things of history that have limited us, like political ideologies, because really it's just ideas within all these political ideologies. There's good ideas, there's bad ideas, there's the best, there's the worst things that have happened throughout history, throughout time. There's been these movements that are bad or good, that have helped free people or have enslaved people or have done worse, right? Have right, bring pain and torture and just terrible, disgusting. And then there's beautiful and just liberating, and it's just wow. And it's next level, these ideas where there's certain things, and there's so much well, what do I have to say else? But I'm not always going to be like this, where I'm going to be full of energy. Sometimes I'll just casually just talk, right? But it's just whenever how I'm feeling, right? So I'm just going to talk the way I'm going to talk depending on just how it is, right? Energy, what I want to do, if I'm really hype, if I'm really excited, I'm really passionate or something. But I understand bad people and good people when they're passionate about what they're passionate about. And there's something very interesting about ideas and how people apply certain things and the way people see things. It's really weird, the reality, and how these things that can be terrible and these things that can be good, but then there's like, ooh, it's so mixed up. It's so mixed around, right? So many ideas. Go to different, like, if you were to go to different countries, right, talk to so many different people, you realize the world is really mixed up in a lot of ideas, and it's not as one-sided as you think, and that's how crazy it is with this world. And the internet really helped us like research and discover more of that it really is like a lot of different opinions, a lot of different ideas, and there's a lot of extreme on a lot of different sides, and it's really interesting. Um, but I'm really interested to see what I'm gonna do, because it's gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna have control over this, over my narrative, over my art, my creativity. I'm gonna have control over my life, and you people are not gonna manipulate my brain. You are not gonna control me. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna break through these systems that try to hold me down, because this is what's going to happen. Is the problem is people lean into all this controversial stuff and say incorrect stuff, but I'm going to try to say as much as the correct thing as possible, the most perfect thing that's going to help progress us forward with creativity and with art, because right, creativity and art is really awesome, but also with other stuff, with truth, right, obviously. But I'm really disgusted with political parties. I'm really disgusted with political ideologies. I'm really disgusted with people who identify with a political ideology. I do not like that, because there's a lot of ideas, and ideas are very interesting. And I don't think, I'm not in one side, so you can't label me like, oh, you're a terrible person because you're not part of this group. No, you understand. My mind is constantly going crazy, thinking within multiple different ideas, with creativity, with art, with different research, with history. It's crazy. With whatever I see, with everything, and I think about it, and I think about all the different sides and all the different perspectives and all the different possibilities. So you gotta understand, there is no hate. I will never be 100% hateful or have 100% hatred, because I am all over the place. I will never be specifically against people. I am for ideas, because it's next level with the creativity, with art, with maybe music, because I'm still thinking, am I going to make music, or am I going to do something else? So, or am I going to make film, or right, I'm just going to talk, or what, see what happens, because I don't want to have anything that I'm going to put an obstacle in my way. Why would I want to put an obstacle in my way? So why put an obstacle in my way when I can just do awesome stuff? So I'm not going to end this video the way you want me to end this video, so I'm just going to end the video right now.